Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to Jujutsu Craft. Last time, we were continuing on looking at the curse technique. And honestly, this is definitely a technique that has to grow on you a little bit. Like, starting off, trying to figure out just like the basic systems in the previous episode, I was just like, okay, it's okay, it's good, it's got some fun stuff in it, but it's not that strong. But then at the end of that episode, I figured out this copy system. And once you start using these ones, they're a little bit hard to get into because you need to find like the right opponent to steal a good ability and then use that ability to go steal other ones. And then it took me even longer to figure out how they work in the domain. But after you work through all of that stuff, there's actually some pretty fun stuff to play with it. For instance, I have here two Sukuna curse techniques for dismantle. I had more of them, but I wasted them in some testing. And someone told me on a comment that apparently these ones can be counted, can do a world-cutting slash since we have the achievement. So we're going to be switching away from Yuta today. I think we've seen pretty much what there is to see. Mine is gathering some new techniques and trying to test them out and like try to defeat big bads with them. But I basically want to see if I can't manage to do a world-cutting slash and if I can't manage to beat Gojo. I'm also going to try and use domain amplification properly. I haven't really been doing that. Um, let's just start it. I only have 2 more attempts of these. Dragon Scales, Repulsion, and there's already 1 wasted attempt. I only had 2 of these to work with, and Gojo just made it 1. Where is he? And now it's 0. I'm... Yeah. Yeah, that would have been fun to test. Too bad the game just decided, yo, Joe, you're not allowed to play. You know what? Let's just try. Domain amplification is on. Barrage attack. Wow, I just got Black Flash there. I have domain amplification on, right? No, it just turned itself off. No, it just turned itself off for no reason. I love this mod. Why does this mod just hate me, though? Why are there so many systems that just stop working? There are so many systems in this mod that just have like weird arbitrary rules and will just turn themselves off for no reason. Or like a cooldown will suddenly just reset itself without launching an attack occasionally. I don't know what to do when the mod apparently hates me and doesn't want me to play. This is actually my second time recording the intro of this one. I did test this a couple more times and completely lost my cool. I said I wasn't going to lose my cool on another one. I immediately lost my cool on the other one, on the second attempt at the intro. I don't know. I love this mod. I don't get this angry at things that I don't like. Like, it's only when I really like something that I get this mad. And oh boy, am I mad. How do I do this? I really want to see it work, but the game is saying it's not allowed to work. Let's pull out Sukuna again. Maybe I can get Sukuna to launch a couple dismantles, and that'll give us some new testing materials. Try this. This is probably blue, if I had to guess. Maybe revolving blue, but definitely blue. So let's summon... I forgot to have out Rika. Nope, that's the wrong button. Rika! Go, Rika! Okay, so we can definitely copy at this point. Okay, I landed a blue. Oh yeah, for some reason our blues can hurt Rika. I almost forgot about that. That's Cleave. That was definitely Cleave. Phase. Oh, can I land a Black Flash? For some reason, I'm getting Black Flashed constantly. Oh, was that not dismantle? Maybe this one was dismantle. Domain amplification true.
Narrator.
Dang it.
All.
I forgot about that. I completely forgot about the narrator thing. Somehow I didn't die in the meantime, though. I'm definitely getting hit by some stuff. Phase, Twilight, Eyes of Pranya. Okay, that seemed to have done fairly well. Oh, that's the wrong technique. Copy Drew's technique. Go. Reverse curse here. We're definitely gonna lose this fight. I've already had to heal way too much. Okay. So I can no longer copy. He's doing something scary. Oh, that was like the big old dismantle. Like, that was second only to a world cutting slash. But you know what? I'm fairly sure this is dismantle. I got what I wanted out of that fight, technically. If I didn't have to stop for the whole narrator thing there, I might have been able to figure out how to win there, but that is a big old scary fight. Maybe if I went and copied more Jacob's ladders. Like, we tried it at the end of last time, and if you can copy a Jacob's ladder and land a Jacob's ladder against him, it does fairly well. But it's hard to aim, so you're not going to land many. I don't know. That's might be worth it. I do need to make sure. Rika is out. Cannot use now. Need to wait 3 seconds. Dragon Scale, Repulsion, Pair of Meteor. Yeah, and move attack. Got it. What is my, Oh, okay. So when I just press button 4, it's basically has Rika attack where I'm looking. Got it. Okay, so we have Dismantle here, which means that in theory, that's what I need to get this test to work. Instantly just not allowed to test it. No, the game has decided no, I'm not allowed to do it on this attempt either. Nope, I'm not even allowed to press any buttons. I'm not allowed any control over the video game. Like, the video game has decided to play itself, and it has decided that I am the loser. That's how that attempt went. That's how most of these attempts go. I don't know. I don't know how you fix that problem. That feels like a problem just inherent with how this mod is put together. I don't think there's any fixing that. You just either have to accept it or not play the mod with that. I'm not to the accepting point. I'm also not to the point where I want to give up on this mod though. I'll eventually reach one of the two. Okay. That's blues. I think that's also blue because of the way they only stack to 10. Wait, no, maybe that's not blue? I guess it is. I thought one was 100 and one wasn't for a moment, but no. Okay. Can I get... Can I be allowed? Can I just actually test the thing I've been trying to test? Like, I just want to test it once. I just want to see if it actually works. But the game just keeps saying no. Repulsion, Pair of Meteor. It worked! That was a world-cutting slash. I kind of hate the existence of Pure Love. I truly just kind of hate the existence of that technique. It's specifically in the way so that you have to cancel Rika. It is specifically there to cancel Rika. It is not an effective move. It is just there to trap you. Like, I don't think I would ever willingly use that move. It is not worth it. Like, when you can use a world-cutting slash, or you can use Hollow Purple whenever you want, as long as Rika's out, why would I ever willingly use a weaker move and remove Rika from the board? Like, that move should be an insta-kill against basically everyone if it's going to cost all of your copy abilities, essentially. But oh well. We landed a world-cutting slash against Gojo. Which, in theory, I believe, does mean just that possibility that you can land a world-cutting slash against Gojo, I think does just officially mean it is possible. Probable, no. We're gonna treat this like a Mythbusters episode. It is possible to beat Gojo with this technique. Probable, not at all, but not impossible. Got it. That's really all I wanted to see. I didn't want to win. I just wanted to know it was possible to win, essentially. But with that, I am happy to switch away. I could keep trying for another 5 episodes with this one technique to get a win against either of these two, and I think eventually I could manage to do it. But I do not have the patience for that. I don't think anyone wants to watch me play with the same technique for 5 episodes and just keep failing the same fight. I'd rather try something new. So let's do this. I believe all these will automatically delete themselves. Who do we still have to try? Tried you. Haven't tried you. Not very high on the list. I don't think you've been updated. You're pretty basic. Eh. I'm saving Chozo because of something else attached to it. Done, 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 done. I haven't tried Gojo. I think Gojo has changed. Gojo's fun. I mean, if I want to beat a Sakuna, that's a pretty high way to do it. Yuji, Gojo are both on the list. You're done. I mean, I've technically already seen all that Cursed Speech has to offer just from playing as Yuta and copying these abilities. Maki done. So no, none of these are in the high. Yaga's the principal, tested that one. Momo Nishima, that's the witch, I believe. This is just the witch, right? Broom and the hair pieces. Those did not get deleted. You cannot use them, though, because you do not have copy. You do not have Rika. Got it. So those are just going to get tossed in here. And eventually I'll just put them in into a chest or something and never to be touched again. Okay, so since we are the witch girl now, we can now fly around like that. I have now lost all of my uniform pieces. I guess we're back to being ghetto. Sure, why not? The hair doesn't really work now, does it, with my skin? Like, we can actually properly fly now on the broom. That's pretty fun. Okay, it's point and click to go where you want. Barrage and all that stuff still works the same. Doing that while flying around on a broom looks pretty cool. We have Wind Scythe, Windstorm, and Tornado, and then I believe just a simple... Yeah, probably just a simple domain, or a, not a simple domain, because that's this button, but you know what I mean, like a basic one. So, Wind Scythe. Okay, it does have a charge effect. Okay, that looks a little bit more effective than I was expecting. Windstorm, again, has a charge. Okay, that's a lot more destructive power than I was really thinking this would have, but okay. And Tornado, big old thing all around you. Summons a big old tornado. Got it. Huh. I mean, it looks a lot scarier than I was really expecting this technique to look. Once again, not a Gojo or... Definitely not a anti-Gojo thing. That's for sure. I still have my insect eggs. I do. Cool. Wind Scythe. Just the basic one only did 9. Okay, so like a full charge can one-shot insect, blah. Hold on, now it technically was at 120, not full. 141 damage with a single strike. That's pretty good. Windstorm against 3 insects at once. That's... Why does this technique do so much less damage? This technique looks so much more effective, and it costs more. It's not even like that one's a specific yeah, it's not like Wind Scythe gets stuck after one opponent either. Maybe it's the basic effects? Okay, that's what it is. Just don't charge Windstorm. Windstorm is better if you don't charge it in comparison to Wind Scythe. Okay, there's another 2. So yeah, it doesn't feel like I'd ever want to use Windstorm over Wind Scythe. Unless I'm in like a hurry trying to get some distance and I just want to like hopefully stun lock a little bit as I'm running away. Tornado, though. The only way this is going to be worth it is if it can definitely one-shot you. Okay, yeah, I can definitely one-shot insect. I've been caught in that thing enough times to know that Tornado is actually a multi-hit move. It will take out like an entire group of stuff around you. Hold on, I can just do that as well. It's a where I'm looking sort of thing, which also therein also lies part of the power of this technique. Hmm. What do I test this against? Where does this max out? The ability to fly. I think you might even be able to, like, outspeed some cleaves and dismantles. The only problem fighting Sukuna would be that he can jump at you, and he's so fast and can jump so high that he might even be able to catch you if you're not careful. But, like, I think I might see some anti-Sukuna potential here. It's not going to be easy. If you're caught, you're not going to fight the domain very well. Uh, Domain amplification. Can I simple domain while up here? I can, but you're but it pauses you for a second. Simple domain, fly away. He'll probably chase you on the ground. Leave. Do I see anti-Maharaga ability in this technique? Oh, I definitely wasn't expecting to look at this technique and say, hey, can this beat Sukuna based on how simple it is and how relatively weak it should be? But honestly, I'm probably overselling this one just based off a quick look. But okay, we just dodged dismantle. Tornado. I caught myself in a tornado. That should just not be allowed. That should just be a no-go. Okay, there's that. I got hit by a dismantle there. That landed that wind scythe there. Ow. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what I've been talking about with how fast he is. Ow. Fly away, fly away. Oh, do we use... Oh, I need to be careful while flying because it's using a lot of cursed energy. Tornado's pretty expensive. Oh, I also keep shifting to switch over. That's what's going wrong here. Okay. So... It's surviving. It is not defeating Sukuna, but it can actually... it can actually survive against Sukuna for quite a bit longer than some other techniques. Where is he? The problem is mostly I just can't keep track of him while I'm flying midair. Like, he moves too fast, I just can't aim. How expensive is domain amplification? Oh, that's way too expensive to actually use here. Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, I oversold that in my own mind. Like, that's... Maybe in, like, a multiplayer scenario, you have someone playing as Momo here, and that person is just, like, a running gunner, like, laying down covering fire, landing a couple of shots here or there just to, like, keep Sukuna down, try to avoid him using too much reverse curse. Meanwhile, you're trying to get some other people in there, trying to steal aggro. I don't know if you can really steal aggro. But yeah, I definitely oversold this a little bit. But if you're just trying to survive as long as you can against Sukuna, fairly decent way to do it. Okay, so what is actually, like, the strongest thing we can beat? I don't think I see a Maharaga answer, but that is sort of our training dummy a lot of the time, so... Might as well see it. Ow, okay. So, he's about to start throwing some cars, right? So, major wind scythe charge up. Ow. Land that against him a couple of times. Why is my broom all the way on the other side of the hotbar? That was kind of mean placement for that. Get to tornado. Oh, it landed tornado. That's did... No idea. I keep seeing the broom. Get on the broom and fly away. Fly away. Land another tornado. Oh, I'm not even charging a tornado at this point. The game just decided I'm not allowed to tornado. Unless that was him immediately just destroying it. It could have just been him immediately destroying it. Domain expansion. Oh, I probably just killed myself here, right? Oh. I apparently actually have some form of special domain. It's not very powerful. Oh. Yeah. We have something going on here. So I don't see a way to beat Maharaga. That's just probably not going to happen. But it did summon a Hedon. It used a Supreme Martial Solution. It summoned and used it, actually. I didn't see a Dragon Bone, but it's quite possible that one was there. Huh. I thought it was a very basic domain. I need to go look this up now. Okay, so our domain is called Bunyan's Foundry. That is a name. I'm going to assume it's not Bunyan like the things on your feet. Like it's not spelled like that, so I'm going to assume so. Yeah, it just summons random equipment from your inventory and uses it against opponents. I'm curious if I had like a bunch of these things stocked up in here instead. Like, if I have more Supreme Martial Solutions, will it be more likely to use Supreme Martial Solution? Excellent question. I have no idea. Maybe I should have used a Sword of Extermination against Sukuna instead of Hedon, instead of Playful Cloud and Inverted Spear. That might have done decently well. I don't know. I assume Sukuna takes more from positive energy. That just feels right, even though it might not actually be correct. So, yeah, based off that little exchange little exchange with Maharaga, this technique is very good at staying alive. You stay in the air, you maybe get close enough for like he despawned. You fly around, you charge up and aim a couple of wind scythes, but then you fly away. This is only based purely on range. And sadly, the range we're using is all going to be wind type damage, and obviously Maharaga is going to adapt to that. We're not really going to land many barrages or any other type of physical attack, because I just don't see this working against specifically Maharaga. I also don't really see it working against Maki or someone like that. I don't know. It's just too slow. It's very good at dodging. It is very hard at dealing damage back. So anyone that can dodge, anyone that can heal, you're probably not hitting and you're probably not beating. But hold on, someone like Dagon. Dagon's whole thing is summons a bunch of monsters to attack you. Tornado specifically deals with big groups of monsters. So this one could work. And I'm assuming we can beat him in a domain clash. So there's that. Tornado. Except we're on cooldown for some reason. As soon as we get hit, our tornado gets canceled. That's pretty rough. That wouldn't be as rough if it wasn't for the fact. Okay, so don't charge tornado. Launch tornado as soon as you gain the ability to launch tornado. That's how you do the most damage with it. That is not what I meant to do. Cool. I caught nothing in our domain. That is pretty bad. That sucks pretty bad. Where is Barrage Attack? Where is Barrage Attack? Can I survive against him for 30 seconds? Probably, as long as he doesn't domain. And even then, I think I might be able to manage it. 15 seconds. He's probably going to domain pretty soon. Domain expansion. Clash against him. Barrage attack. Barrage attack. Simple domain. Simple domain. I'm not allowed to play the game anymore. Of course I'm not allowed to play the game anymore. Reverse curse. Yeah, you know what? Just beat Dagon. just beat him at that point. Like, just brute force your way through some fights if you can. Like, special grade gives you so many boosts, and with, like, your extra attack things, whatever. If I hadn't have missed that first domain, I think I could have domained him. I could have landed some actual win sites and done it fairly well. But, I don't know. This definitely feels like it maxes out over Dagon. It's definitely strong enough to take on Dagon in a proper fight. I messed around a little bit too much there. Like, it wastes so much energy. And even with the 90%... Even if I were to use the 6 eyes, and I gained 90% cost reduction on everything, I feel like it's probably still going to waste all that cursed energy very quickly. I don't know. It is a very expensive technique, apparently. I'm not even entirely sure where all that is going. But... Tornado... Oh, the longer you hold Tornado, the more it costs, obviously. So that's probably not going to help. I don't know. I can see it beating all of the... It's going to beat all the disaster curses. If you can beat Dagon, you can beat Jogo. That's almost for sure. Where does it max out over that, though? Like, after that, it's going to be Maki and Toji. After that, it's probably Yuki, then it's Mahoraga, Sukuna, and Gojo, right? Am I forgetting anyone that's probably in that range? Who here haven't we beaten? Kusakabe? Sure. Why not? Let's attempt this. We haven't beaten you. I don't actually know how strong you are. I've seen you spawn a couple of times, but haven't actually fought you proper. 200 health. Not looking that promising if you're going to say you're stronger than some of the other ones. That's a big old simple domain. Oh, that's kind of cool. Be careful not to get into his range, apparently. Like, that big old simple domain is apparently everything that he can slash. Oh, he has some sort of teleport slash. Do I remember you from the show? I don't know if I remember you from the show. You're the strongest first grade sorcerer. That's what the thing says. But there are plenty of special grade sorcerers who are much stronger. I don't remember if I remember him. I think he has a technique you can try out. We might do that one in a moment. So, he's definitely weaker. Tojiro, Zenin. Shinjuku, Yuji, we haven't beaten. I don't know. I don't think any of these ones, besides Rika, are actually weaker than the disasters. Who's Ogami? Hajime, Yorozu, and Ogami. I don't know who those characters are, but considering where they are on those lists, they might be strong enough opponents to test here. Go up to full health. Ow. Hold on. Is that it? I can't even start the fight. I can't start the fight. To start the fight, I need to be able to, I need her to survive a hit. I need her to survive a hit so she's actually hostile, and it just won't happen. Okay, then. So, that didn't work. Who's next? Hajime. Okay, Hajime is actually strong. Where does he, where do they fall on the list, though? 400 health. You are automatically hostile, so that's gonna work a little bit better. You have a domain for sure. Like, that I know. Just a basic tornado doesn't do much damage on its own. You need a little bit of charge to it. If I remember correctly, you mostly have a close range technique, don't you? And then you have that big old charge up attack where you just You will eventually die if you use your buff, but you do so much more damage that it becomes hard to beat you. Windstorm. Okay, that did fairly well here. Are you going to use... What is it called? Ow. I need some distance here. Yeah, this is basically like the full where the strength of this technique lies. Tornado. Run and gun. Battle Junkie defeated. Didn't use the power-up, so didn't get a full feel for them. If they do use the power-up, I could see them maybe being able to beat the disaster curses, maybe being stronger. But if they just don't decide to use it, I don't see them beating Jogo or Dagon. Dagon and Jogo are probably still stronger. And who is this Yorozu? The final one on that list should probably be the strongest on that list. Yorozu. Who's this? Roku Jushi Mio. I don't actually remember that name either. Who are you? You're going to be basically pure physical. I'm not seeing any signs of a curse technique. Oh yeah, that's pure physical attack. In fact, it's probably not a very strong case of it. That's not even barrage attack. That's knockback attack. Yeah, that was not a challenge. Yorozu, though. Okay. What are you doing here? Are you... I don't think she's wearing any clothes. I don't know. Oh! You're Yorozu. That explains that. So I've seen you. I've never actually beaten you. You might be stronger than a disaster curse, though. Tornado! Ow, you can fly, which does mean that this technique loses some strength in comparison. Domain expansion. I think our friend here might also have a domain. Yes, that is their domain activating on top of ours. How are we gonna lose the domain clash but win the fight? Creature of Love. That felt weird. Like, we definitely won that fight outright. Like, it wasn't even really a challenge. I think we had a harder time with Dagon, but also I messed around with Dagon more. How did we lose the domain clash? I don't know. Where does this max out? This is a surprisingly strong technique when used properly. I'm trying to find where it maxes out. Maybe it is Dagon. Maybe Dagon is number 5. Jogo and Dagon might be number 5 then, and that's probably where we land. Can we beat Yuki? This is going to be the final test for this technique. We basically see where it's going to land. It's not Gojo Sukuna level. Yeah. Basically, things should be labeled on Maharaga level, Gojo Sukuna level, and then everything else. Because it feels like everything else probably has a way to defeat the disaster curses, but not everything can get past Maharaga. That's probably how we're going to label it. So, Yuki... Actually, I think you're relatively close range, aren't you? So... There's that. This might actually be a fairly good matchup, because you're relatively short range. You need to aim your attacks fairly well. Ow. Never mind, you're not as close range as I thought you were. Did you just beat up a tornado? I think she just beat up a tornado. We fought her as Yuta, and she just completely destroyed our domain every time we tried to clash with her, so that's not going to work. Ow. Tornado. How are we getting caught in our own tornado? The fact that that happens is weird. I kind of need to destroy that Garuda. That Garuda is kind of where a lot of her power comes from. Although I think she just immediately summons a new one anyways, so that's not even really going to work very well. Barrage attack. Okay. Oh, your reverse curse is fairly powerful. Fly, 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 you fools! There's that, and tornado. Okay. I could never afford to be caught in her domain, by the way. Okay, yeah. She is stronger than a disaster curse, 100%. I believe she's a special grade sorcerer, so that makes perfect sense. Where is barrage attack? Oh, a black flash, nice. Is she even taking damage? Okay, she's almost down, actually. Oh, there it is. Oh, as soon as you try to go close quarters against Yuki, she launches a black hole. You know what? She might be third. In fact, I am somewhat tempted to test her against Maharaga. Hmm, you know what? While I'm thinking about it, there are a couple of, like, mob v mob fights that I want to see at some point. It's like there's obvious in the original series. I had Sukuna fight Gojo, and I think that one tied. I think I did 2 or 3 fights, and they lasted like 20 minutes each. And I think one went one way and another went the other. Mm, but Yuki versus Maharaga, I can actually see who is third and who's fourth, as I believe Yuki is 100% at least fourth. I could see her beating Maki, no problem. I could see her beating Toji, no problem. Obviously, she's going to beat she is going to beat Dagon, and she is going to beat Jogo. But can she beat the monster that is Maharaga? And I doubt I need this, but I do have Mob Battle in. Just in case, I'll grab the Enrager. Enrager. So, Yuki Tsukumo versus General Maharaga. Fight! Um... Hmm... yeah, this is gonna... I see how this is gonna go. Maybe. She's having to heal, so is Maharaga. Percentage-wise, Maharaga's feeling the pain a lot more. She's mostly just using her big physical attacks, though. She hasn't used that, like, big Garuda shot yet. She's mostly just been, like, big slashes with it. Yeah, she's number 3. She's the third strongest mob in the mod. Okay. Maybe. It depends. If if Maharaga decides to spam long-range attacks instead of getting too close, then he might be able to knock her down fast enough. But Maharaga doesn't like to do that for super long strength of amounts of time. He will eventually rush in, and that's when he loses. She didn't even have to black hole there. Okay, you're number 3. You are 100% third strongest mob in the mod. I don't... She doesn't have a way to bypass Infinity, which means she can't beat Gojo. And Sukuna's just too strong. If she lands a black hole, a lucky black hole before she dies, I could see her maybe eking out a win. But I believe if she black holes, that is also just like an insta-kill against her. I believe it's like I believe that it's like using Explode in Pokemon. I'm in creative mode and she's still trying to kill me. Just because I accidentally punched her there. But yeah, I believe... she's definitely not beating Gojo. Maybe she can eke out a tie against Sukuna, but I don't see her doing any better than that. So the fact that this technique can maybe beat her, I probably could have done a better job about avoiding that tornado. But, like, surprisingly strong technique. Maybe possible of beating the third strongest thing. I don't know. Maybe there is some rock, paper, scissors here. I just sort of think I keep thinking of it as, oh, this technique is the strongest, so this technique can be anything weaker than it. But there is a bit of a rock, paper, scissors. Like, adaptation is so strong, but only against things that hit like a lot of times fairly weakly. So like something that does like a bunch of big hit or a few really strong hits can get past it. Meanwhile, a lot of little weak hits against a weaker opponent who uses those big attacks might get through their armor better than the adaptation. I don't know. Like, fairly powerful technique, a lot more powerful than I was expecting, considering I think Nishima accomplishes just about nothing. I cannot remember. I cannot remember Momo doing absolutely anything important. But anyways, that's probably a pretty good place to end things off. So I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So without further ado, take care, everybody. I want to thank everyone one more time for watching, and a special thank you to the channel members, Yamato, Tanagura, and Goddess of the Starfilled Void. Thank you both so much for the extra support. For real now, take care, everybody.